Very special edition of the House of Wellness today. Get your passports ready, team. My number one happy place is Bali, and that is where we're heading.
And lucky me, I had a week there just last month. Fabulous.
You and thousands like you, Dr. Nick, because Bali has had a huge resurgence as a top travel destination. And honestly, Darcy, we've heard you speak a lot about your stunning wellness retreat, Sukhavati, and today, finally, you take us inside.
But it's not just a wellness retreat, is it, Darcy? It's an entire way of life.
Yeah, Sukhavati, Jack, means abode of peace. And we're really passionate up there about the idea of preventative health. And people traditionally, for thousands of years in Ayurveda, took time out to look after their mind and their body, to cleanse, to rejuvenate, to eat well, and really reset yourself for a healthier life by taking some time out.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful, Darcy. And I'm particularly interested in the food, those stunning, delicious herbs and spices. And in fact, Luke Hines spent some time in the Sukhavati kitchen, got some tips on how to create Ayurvedic-based foods.
He was on fire up there, as you can imagine, Joe. The team loved him, as they did with Abbey Holmes. But I tell you what, she pushes the envelope as hard as anyone I know. Have you seen her on SAS? She goes very hard. So she was a perfect candidate to drop in, take some time out and enjoy a bit of the wellness at Sukhavati.
Well, I'm very interested to see how Abbey goes. In particular, I want her tips on how to detox from work. I need to know.
We are going to learn all about that, plus what globally inspired goodness lies behind those beautiful Balinese doors. There's everything from wellness checks to detox treatments and amazing massages.
And as you mentioned, Joe, Luke Hines is going to blend a little bit of peace, harmony and balance with an Ayurvedic cooking lesson.
And a little closer to home, as the spring allergy season hits, we've got a warning about thunderstorm asthma.
Yeah, it's such an important point, Jack, and we'll let you know how best to prepare, including some foods that can help reduce the risk of spring allergies. And we'll discover some weeds, yes, weeds, that make a perfectly delicious dinner.
Right now, though, Nick, time to check into our little slice of Bali paradise at Sukhavati, Bali, with Channel 7 AFL commentator Abbey Holmes.
I'm the kind of person who is always on the go. I'm always just going from one thing to the other and live quite a high-stress, hectic lifestyle. From my commentary work, of course, live television can be a scary place, to running my own businesses as well. So when I have a little bit of downtime or, time to myself, that's when I get most anxious. I kind of sit there twiddling my thumbs because I'm not used to that. But the thought of coming here and slowing down the pace and experiencing something that is so foreign to me, it makes me a little bit nervous and a bit anxious, actually, to be slowing down. But as soon as Darcy put the invite out to come out and experience it, it was something that I absolutely just had to say yes. Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Now, in your spare time, you go and do SAS and do crazy things, and you're always pushing hard in the gym. Have you ever been to a health retreat before?
Never, never. So I'm absolutely certain that I'm going to learn a fair bit over the next couple of days as well. And I think now, particularly over the last 12 months, I personally feel like I do need to slow down a little bit and have some time away from the craziness of the work world and really focus on my health and well-being. I feel like post-COVID as well, everybody's probably operating at 150% even of what we were pre-COVID. So I think now more than ever, it's so important for people to actually slow down and take a break and really focus on their wellness.
Well, the beauty here, Abbey, everything's opt-in. You can choose whatever suits you, but there's a chance to do a little bit of yoga. I think we're going to teach you meditation a little bit later on, and I'm sure you're going to love the treatments and the chance just to really unwind and hopefully have a nice break.
Well, I'm the most unflexible person in the world, so this yoga experience is going to be interesting, but no, pumped.
You'll be fine next to me, I promise you that, but I hope you're going to enjoy it. Look forward to spending a few days with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
The wide variety of health programs offered at Sukhavati are overseen by Mark Bunn, a former AFL player who has spent the past 30 years studying the ancient wisdoms of health, happiness and higher consciousness.
Sukhavati is one of the world's premier Ayurvedic health resorts. Ayurveda, in a broad sense, is what we call the science of life. And one of the pillars of Ayurveda is something called Panchakarma. Panchakarma is the purification and rejuvenation techniques and treatments within Ayurveda. Diet, exercise, herbs, even spiritual activities, meditation, transcendence, and establishing higher states of consciousness all come under the umbrella of Ayurvedic medicine. And Sukhavati prides itself on really having both a traditional understanding of Ayurveda, as well as trying to keep it quite flexible for people coming to the resort for the first time, to give them a taste of Ayurveda without sort of putting it too much pressure on them to do it in the exact traditional way. Beautiful villa, Villa Chintanami.
Oh my God. This whole thing, this pool.
Whole thing. So when people come, it's beautiful to be here with them. Just that load gets taken off their shoulders. They get much better rest, better sleep. They're having treatments each day. And often the conversation at the dinner table at night is just this feeling of zen, you know, this just more slower, easier, more relaxed. And this is in what Ayurveda we call our natural state. It's our natural high state to be in this feeling of just relaxed happiness, vibrant. So I think for Abbey, it's going to be the whole package.
Well, I have been told I'm about to meet with the doctor, which everybody has the opportunity to do when they arrive. But to be honest, outside of that, I don't really know what I'm in store for. I think they will create a bit of a treatment plan off our initial meeting, and everything will be born off that.
So one of the first things people do when arriving at Sukhavati after checking in is to see our wonderful resident doctor, Dr. Koman, highly trained in Ayurveda. And what she does is she takes people's personal medical history, what goals they're trying to achieve at Sukhavati, and then tailors a very specific individualised program based on their body type to achieve the best outcomes for each individual.
Do you have any surgery before?
Yes, I've had the four surgeries on my right knee. So yeah, I'm completely bone on bone in my right, so no meniscus to speak of.
Okay. Abbey has imbalance of air as well as water. We can translate it as imbalance where she's not really feel settled and spaced out and tend to get anxiety. So after the treatment, after the program that we advise for her, she will recognize her senses better as well as how to lead her life better.
She ran through, I guess, the different elements in our bodies, and I found out that I'm a blend of air and water. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I'm sure I'm going to find out over the next few days. But as I said, I'm excited to be here and to see that roll out. You know, health and fitness has always been a massive part of my life, but probably been lacking that well-being piece. So that's going to be an eye-opening experience, but I'm very excited to be educated on it and I guess that holistic approach to your well-being here at the resort.
Well, today is a great celebration of the ocean, of beaches, of the sun shining. Beautiful day today as well, Jack. My favourite time of year is summer, and I've got some news for you. It mightn't be groundbreaking. It's official. Having some time off is good for your health.
Well, yes, and it's been proven. The University of South Australia has looked into this over a 13-month period. It's all part of broader research into the implications of the 4-day working week.
It found that people exercised more, sat on their butts way less, slept better while on holiday, but even just over a 3-day break.
Yeah, and it makes sense, doesn't it, Joe? Because no one wants to waste their holiday or long weekend just sitting around. So we try new things, we exercise more, and then we sleep better as a result. The great news from this study is that it showed the longer the holiday, the more the health benefits. Yes!
Better still, Dr. Nick, take a holiday that's good for you. We saw before the break that AFL guru Abbey Holmes has been at your wellness retreat, Das, and I wanted to know a little bit more about Ayurvedic principles and why you feature them so heavily.
Yeah, well, firstly, Jack, there's a big trend in wellness travel. People want to travel and come back feeling better. And Ayurveda literally means the science of life. In the Eastern tradition, for a couple of thousand years, they were quite sophisticated in their understanding about different body types, what food suits different people to eat, what time of day to eat. And, Nick, I think it blends really complementary with Western health and Western medicine as well.
Yeah, it's a great point, Das. And we know that around about 2/3 of Australians use some form of complementary or alternative medicine and spend over $4 billion annually. So there's a huge amount of interest out there.
Well, you know, no holiday is complete for me without at least an hour or 7 of massage bliss. So let's check back into Sukhavati, where Luke Hines has arrived to find out what treat awaits Abbey next.
Abby's just come out of her appointment with the doctor with a unique treatment plan tailored just for her. But it isn't just about the treatments, it comes all the way down to the specific oil that they're going to use in her massage.
I'm somebody who gets a massage religiously every week, but they're more of a deep tissue, super kind of intense massage. I've had some incredibly brutal massages throughout my sporting journey, of course, and I traditionally go into any kind of deep tissue massage saying to the therapist, don't worry, go as hard as you possibly can, you won't hurt me, because I love a really hard massage. So coming in here, I think it's going to be a little bit softer, but super relaxing, and yeah, I will probably fall asleep, let's be honest.
The Abhyanga massage is a unique massage done here at Sukhavati, where two people do a full body 45-minute massage head to toe. So in the Abhyanga, the oil used is tailored to the individual. Some people very sensitive to heat, so they will have oils that cool the body. Others are sensitive to the cold, so they'll have something, say, like a sesame oil base that increase heat in the body. And then there's different herbs that are infused into that carrier oil to treat or offset any imbalances that individual might have.
Jacqui is Sukhavati's massage oil master, responsible for creating unique oil blends from scratch.
The doctor always called me, give this oil for this guest, according to the consultation.
Most people will expect some type of oil when they're having a massage, but perhaps not warm oil all over the body. Tell me about that experience for people.
It's good for the skin, for the relaxation, blood circulation, and so many benefits for this oil.
Why two people? Why four hands?
Why? Because this is Ayurveda. This is must be 2 person. Yes, because it's a balance, must be balance your body.
For her Abhyanga massage, Abby's been prescribed a slowly boiled blend of coconut oil, milk, water, and an Indian herb called bala, which is said to reduce stress, fatigue, and inflammation.
I've never had a 4-hand massage before. Felt very bougie, but that was unbelievable. They're so in sync as well, so you would hardly know because, yeah, they do everything at the same time, same pressure.
But the most crucial component of Abby's treatment is an ancient therapy called Shirodhara, where warm oil is slowly drizzled over the forehead to calm the nervous system and induce deep relaxation.
That was quite possibly the most relaxing massage I've ever had in my life. It's a very strange feeling. I've never had, obviously, hot oil drizzled on my head for a long period of time, but as somebody who does have kind of a million thoughts a day running through my mind, it's very hard to explain, but it almost eliminates everything. And all you can think about is that hot oil drizzling on your forehead before you eventually fall asleep. It's quite hard to explain, but I've never experienced anything like that.
Today our focus is beautiful Bali, and I don't know about you, but for me, overseas travel is all about food, about exploring new cuisines and really taking the time to have one of those beautiful 4-hour lunches, relaxing in a spectacular surrounds. I mean, isn't that what it's about?
It is, and I think for me, the best meal I've ever had overseas was actually in Rome, and you can get a pizza where they cut it with the scissors, like Roman style, and you order it by the weight instead of by the slice, and €3. I fed my family like that for a week.
I'm not sure I could feed my family on pizza alone, but there we are. They love their pasta. But it's really good to hear, Jack, because a recent global survey showed that, perhaps not surprisingly, the more people enjoyed their food, the more they had access to good choices, the more likely they were to be thriving.
And Nick, the places where food enjoyment and well-being are at their highest, Puerto Rico Greece and Norway. And interestingly for me, Puerto Rico comes out on top on that survey.
Well, I'm not surprised, us, when you think about their diet. Coconuts, mangoes, red beans and beautiful seasoned pork. Take me there.
Well, closer to home, Bali is another island paradise that is just overflowing with abundant locally produced food. And as Hines and Abbey found out, the really special ingredient that goes into it is love.
I don't know much about Ayurveda at all, so on the food front, I'm not entirely sure what I'm expecting. Either being a health retreat, your immediate, I guess, thought goes to bland.
A healthy diet is essential to the Ayurvedic lifestyle, but head chef Putu refuses to sacrifice taste. Using mouth-watering herbs, spices and sauces, she makes every item on Sukhavati's vegetarian menu irresistible.
I cook all the food basically with love, come from the heart.
Is there any ice cream for dessert?
I'm so sorry, Mr. Luke. We don't serve ice cream.
What about coffee in the morning? Can I have a coffee?
Sorry, I didn't have a coffee. We didn't serve coffee because coffee is not good for Ayurveda, please.
But what about just for me? Like it's a secret between you and I.
Sorry, Mr. Luke. I have to keep coffee away.
All right, I'll forgive you this one.
For Abby's first dinner at the retreat, Putu is pulling out all the stops.
I'll help you out.
Thank you, Mr. Luke, for your help.
Starting with a deceptively simple entree of sweet corn soup, but she's cranking up the flavour by loading it with fresh aromatics.
We will start with the garlic and then onion and leek.
And that's a lot of flavour right there.
A lot of flavor. And we will add the lemongrass.
Oh, you can already smell that.
Smell it, Mr. Luke.
That's so good.
Yeah, thank you. And we pour the corn.
It smells so, so good. It's so light and creamy as well. That is so good.
Thank
Is this
you.
your recipe, Putu?
Yes, Mr. Luke.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing recipe. I understand that in Ayurvedic cooking, the lunch is the bigger, heavier meal, and then the dinner is a little bit lighter. Why is that?
Yes, because the body in the lunchtime will be a little bit more activity, need the power. That's why we serve lunch a little bit bigger and little bit carbohydrate or protein in it. And then in dinner time, maybe a little bit less. Heat the ghee on the pan.
I love cooking with ghee.
Oh, yeah.
To help the body rest and recover, all Ayurvedic meals are made with easy digestion at front of mind, which means loading up on raw veggies is strictly prohibited. So, Putu has got to get creative.
Not many people imagine when they hear the word salad that you're going to cook the salad.
Because in Ayurveda, we couldn't serve a raw vegetable. That's why we try to create salad, but still salad, but that is cooked.
You're teaching me a thing or two. You are teaching me a thing or two.
A salad of broccoli, quinoa and cabbage may not sound that exciting.
Love it. About that much?
Yes, please.
Okay, perfect.
But once it's been cooked in local seasonings, wrapped in rice paper rolls and dipped in a tangy capsicum and cashew sauce, this dish is an absolute knockout.
That's a salad.
Yeah, but it's cooked salad.
My favourite salad ever. Favourite salad ever. Oh, look at that.
This is a traditional of Balinese dessert, black sticky rice pudding with palm sugar. And then later, we will serve with coconut meal on top.
Oh.
Already cooked. You can
So fragrant, really, really fragrant.
Yes.
It's amazing. Do you see a change in the guests from the day they arrive to the day they leave after all of this nourishing food?
Yes, of course. I think the first time the guest is arrived, maybe they come a little bit hurt or injured in body. But during stay here in Sukhavati for maybe for 7 days program, they come a little bit healthier than before.
I was a little bit nervous cooking for Darcy and Abbey tonight, but I gotta say, I think they're gonna be wrapped because everything is made with care, intention, health and heart. Here we go. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Hinesy. Hello. Great to see you, mate.
Thank you.
I hope you're hungry.
Yum.
Putu never ever fails. He's the best ever Putu. How's your thoughts on your apprentice? Is he okay or not?
He's okay. Just okay.
First time.
Yeah. Really good.
That's very good. Highly rate. The dinner tonight was incredible. Luke and the team here have created a 3-course meal for us, which was absolutely beautiful. We started with the baby sweet corn soup, which was probably my absolute favourite. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. That's probably something that I've been pleasantly surprised with on my first day here, is how tasty and how wholesome and how delicious and fresh all of the food has been. Yeah, it's been absolutely beautiful. I've loved everything. I think getting to the end of the first day and reflecting about how much we've been able to do as well, it's been beautiful. Great people, 3-course meal followed by some beautiful music, and then the dancers came out and got us involved as well, which I'm not the best dancer in the world, but it was good fun. But it certainly has been nice to just reflect on the day itself. I'm copying you. Probably my favourite part of the entire day was the treatment, the one with the oil on the head. It was so relaxing, and we're only one day in, so to think that I've still got another couple of days, it's, yeah, I'm pumped. There's so many treatments that I want to try. There's a whole menu of treatments that people can come and pick out and enjoy. So really looking forward to the next few days to come.
Well, we absolutely loved having Abbey and Hines at our retreat in Bali. And Mark Bunn is our resident expert, former AFL player, on ancient wisdom and modern health. But the one thing I still struggle with is the coffee. That is my genuine addiction every day. I can never give that up.
Yeah, I agree with you. No coffee. Have you thought that through? 'Cause that's not a good holiday for the people around me.
Yeah, good point. One of the things I absolutely loved there, Joe, was the dancing, because the Balinese performances are absolutely mesmerising. And, of course, getting moving after dinner helps you digest that food.
They are brilliant, the Balinese dancers, and Abbey Holmes' wellness journey continues next week, learning transcendental meditation with Mark Bunn, which is something, you know, Joe, you and I have talked about, as we're very passionate about.
Darcy, I can't wait to head back to Bali next week. And stay tuned to the end of the show, because we're going to tell you how you can win a wellness break to Sukhavati.
Up next, though, the warning to prepare for a possible killer, pollen season, plus why it's easier than ever to care for our eyes.
A lot of us have a bit of a blind spot when it comes to our eyes. Every minute we're awake, we experience the joys of sight. But eye care still manages to slip down the list of health priorities, which can be a problem because when an optometrist looks at the small vessels inside your eye, they can see a much larger picture of overall health. There are so many benefits for looking after your eyes. For kids, better vision can mean improved reading and comprehension and faster learning. For adults, improved sight can make even the simplest tasks easier. Vision and eye health issues become more common as we get older. Now, while most eye health problems are treatable, early detection is critical to preserving sight. But up to 50% of Aussies are not getting a regular eye examination. Chemist Warehouse launched Optometrist Warehouse with the simple mission of making it easier and more affordable to look after your eyes. Being co-located with Chemist Warehouse means a visit to the optometrist is not only easy, our optometrist, pharmacist and other healthcare professionals are all working together to deliver better patient outcomes. Integrated care means that we can offer improved care for dry eye, glaucoma and diabetes-related eye issues. Our highly trained optometrists use hospital-grade diagnostic equipment, all but billed to Medicare. There's no out-of-pocket expense for patients. This means that the level of care isn't impacted by cost, which sometimes leads to misdiagnosis or misdetection. All glasses come with impact-resistant high-index lenses included at a ticketed price, and we offer lens coatings and UV protection free of charge. We have stores in Malvern, Victoria and Campbelltown, New South Wales, with more set to open in 2024. And there's also an online contact lens service, the place for trusted contact lens brands at great Chemist Warehouse prices. Over 20 years ago, Chemist Warehouse set out to make pharmacy more affordable. Now, Optometrist Warehouse is here to give you the best possible professional care at the best price.
great news there for contact lens wearers, but not such great news for allergy and asthma sufferers, with health experts issuing some pretty dire warnings, particularly here in Victoria.
Yeah, because grass pollen season normally runs October to December, but this year it's come earliest it has in 3 decades. And if grass pollens are carried by a particular form of thunderstorm, then we can develop what's called thunderstorm asthma.
It happened here in 2016 in Victoria, and health authorities are saying we are better prepared this time to handle such an event, but actually some asthma sufferers are still underprepared.
And one of the most important things with asthma, Joe, is prevention. And we want most people to be on a preventer, but currently only about 20% are prescribed and use one properly. We need that number up to about 80%.
Well, there are ways to combat the not-so-joyful side of spring, and while nature might be the cause of some problems, when it comes to battling allergies, it can also be the solution.
So spring is here. So for a lot of people, it can mean sniffy noses that just keep on running with the pollen that's around. Some people have skin conditions that flare up, and also asthma is quite prevalent in spring. So there's a lot of things you can do that really support your body. Obviously, find the right care and treatment for yourself, but there's a lot of things that you can incorporate with your diet to support your immune system. One that gets a lot of mention is the Mediterranean diet, and that's because it is amazing with its anti-inflammatory effects. So the Mediterranean diet includes a lot of lean proteins, including fish, chicken, lamb, and then of course you've got all your beautiful legumes, chickpeas, you've got lentils, beans, and also your beautiful, colourful vegetables as well. All the things that are just really going to nourish the body and give you the best outcome. So there's lots of really great foods that can help you support your allergies. In particular, you've got your reishi and also your shiitake mushrooms, so eat lots of those. Also, you've got all your beautiful choline-rich foods. So that includes like your cauliflower, your broccoli, your almonds, chicken, fish, eggs, that beautiful nutrient bromelain, which is found in pineapples. And then, of course, you want to have a lot of olive oil and your coconut oils as well, which also make you feel really satisfied. Other things that are really great as a natural antihistamine is green tea. Also, making sure you've got the right levels of vitamin D within your body. A lot of people that tend to experience a lot of allergies and immune issues tend to have low levels. There's so many different contributing factors that can lead to having low vitamin D. It's not necessarily just jumping out in the sun throughout the day. You know, there can be different issues going on with your gut. So keeping in mind a really good natural Greek yogurt, no added sugar, and also incorporating a lot of prebiotic foods such as asparagus and almonds, and like generally good fibre and whatnot as well. Other tips, adding seeds to your morning muesli, making sure that you're getting the right omega balance. Your chia seeds, also your hemp seeds, some flax seeds and those types of things, which are really important for downplaying those allergy responses. So a golden nutrient is quercetin, which is found in a lot of beautiful vegetables and fruits, such as your kale, berries, and then of course, all foods taste even more delicious with garlic and onion. Also, don't neglect a lot of beautiful herbs out there, which are also rich in quercetin and make things taste also quite delicious, such as your sage and your parsley. So just by making a few changes in your diet, you'll be off smelling the roses and the jasmine in no time.
There's a whole alphabet of nutrients out there, Zoe, but today I want to focus on just one, vitamin B12.
Now, I know why you're putting a spotlight on this particular nutrient, because although it's found in many foods, vitamin B12 deficiency can still occur.
And I have a sneaking suspicion why. Because you're right, it is found in loads of foods, but predominantly animal products, such as the tuna that I'm going to load up into my tacos today.
Or the eggs that are heroed in my curried egg recipe.
Exactly. So if you've made the lifestyle choice to avoid or limit animal-based foods, as is the case for vegans and vegetarians, you may be more prone to a dietary deficiency of this vitamin.
Hey, it's not all doom and gloom for vegans and vegetarians, because there's many foods out there that can actually be fortified with vitamin B12, such as plant-based milks, soy products and breakfast cereals.
True, true. And not to be neggy, but the potential of a deficiency of vitamin B12 doesn't just come down to food choices. As we age, our body's ability to absorb vitamin B12 from food actually declines, so a deficiency can often be common in elderly people.
And I know what you're thinking at home. Is it even important?
Well, vitamin B12 plays an important role in lots of functions in the body, such as supporting energy production and maintaining nervous system function.
So the answer is definitely yes. Thankfully, if dietary intake is inadequate, we can get vitamin B12 in supplement form.
I don't think I'm going to be having that problem today because I'm going to be devouring both my tacos and those curried eggs.
Oh, curried eggs, taco, it's like a match made in heaven.
A little bit like you and I. Oh.
Get Nourished is brought to you by Go Healthy's Go Activated B12, a convenient, high-strength, one-a-day formulation to support energy production and nervous system function.
Das, thank you for sharing your wonderful Bali retreat with us all. I cannot wait to get there, but while we're in the giving mood, we're all being urged to give blood.
And Jack, we're hearing that stocks of the most commonly used blood type O are at record low levels, and the Red Cross are telling us that nationally we need 500 donations a day for at least the next fortnight to get stocks back up to a reasonable level.
That's exactly right. So O positive is the most common blood type, but O negative is known as the universal blood. So it's often used to treat people in emergencies when their blood type isn't known. Either way, though, we're all being urged to go to lifeblood.com.au to donate.
Which is a great community thing to do, Jack. And I always find that when I'm back in Bali, it's like a life lesson. The Balinese are so beautiful, the way they look after and support each other and give back to the community, as Luke Hines found out with his Ayurvedic cooking lesson.
Well, there is so much goodness in nature, Das, even in things that we might consider to be ugly. One of my favourite quotes is from Winnie the Pooh creator A.A. Milne, who says, "Weeds are flowers too, once we get to know them."
There are edible foods all around us, many of them in unexpected places. Learning about some of the wild edible foods that grow near you is a great way to supplement your grocery bill. I'm Anna the Urban Nana, and I'm going to show you some of them. So what we've got here is a beautiful big patch of oxalis. There's lots of different species of oxalis. You can even have some of them as indoor plants, but all of the species in this family are edible. It's identified by these 5-petaled little trumpet flowers that kind of gather together in a little bunch at the top of their stems. Many people confuse oxalis with clover because the leaf is what we've come to know as the shamrock shape. But actually, oxalis has 3 leaflets that are heart-shaped, whereas clover has 3 leaflets that are oval-shaped. You can eat the whole plant of oxalis, but it does have some fairly high levels of oxalic acid, so that can cause problems with your kidneys if you eat too much, so keep this one as a garnish. It's got a beautiful citrusy tang to it, which goes well with sweet and savoury dishes alike. Oxalis can be found anywhere where you've got slightly damp, a little bit shaded soil. That can range from school playgrounds to back gardens, parklands and the like. Oxalis is not just an edible green and used as a garnish. You can actually use it to make fabric dye as well. To make the dye, I just pop some flowers into a jar of boiling water and give them a shake. Then leaving them overnight, the whole liquid turns yellow. Once I've strained out the flowers, I can add some fabric. Cotton, silk or wool tends to work best. And I'll leave that in the sun for a couple of days. And once it's pulled out, rinsed and dried, you've got this incredible fabric that you can use for stitching produce bags or maybe even a foraging pouch. Another great wild edible flower to pick, whether it's in your garden or out in parklands, is an introduced species, English wild violet. Every part of this plant that's above the ground is edible too. People used to think that because it was heart-shaped, it helped with your heart health. And it probably does, but mostly because it's a good edible green, rather than it's got any special properties. The flowers themselves are a violet-coloured purple, and the phrase shrinking violet comes from the fact that the flowers hide underneath the leaves. It's got 5 petals that are purple and a little keel at the bottom where it holds the nectar. So I've made some wild violet sugar here and used that to flavour and coat these bickies here. Then you've got wild violet syrup, which is an amazing concoction, which when you add soda water and some lemon will turn into a shocking hot pink colour. One of the great things about foraging edible flowers is that they've got so many different uses. Obviously, garnishes are a great thing to use, things like oxalis flowers, gorse, which tastes like coconut. Different edible daisies and things look really pretty in, say, a yoghurt or a dessert dish. Foraging for food is a great way to supplement your diet, but make sure that you only pick things that you can confidently identify, you're picking from safe areas with no contaminants, and making sure that you're being sustainable and ethical in the way that you're foraging. And as the old saying goes, if in doubt, just leave it out.
See, that's what they do so well, Darcy, in Asian countries in particular, like Bali. Flowers adorn everything, including food, many of it being edible, and it's just so colourful. I think it's something to do with the fact that, you know, you eat first with your eyes.
That makes a lot of sense to me, Jo. And speaking of Bali, we know that massage is a really big part of the culture over there, as we saw with Abbey Holmes enjoying that at Sukhavati, Bali. And that has got Eastern origins as well. A lot of massage comes from the East.
Yes, it's about rebalancing, about bringing mind and body back into sync, which is exactly what Luke Hines is trialling this week. It's called kinesiology, and it's all about listening to the body for better health and well-being.
Our bodies are amazing communicators. They can tell us when we're dehydrated, when it's time to go to sleep, or even when we're feeling stressed and anxious. But today, I'm keen to investigate something kinesiologists call muscle testing to see if there's anything else my body can tell me. Janelle, what is kinesiology?
Kinesiology is a complementary therapy that blends Western medicine, Eastern medicine, and depending on the practitioner, a bit of energy work. And with me, there'll be some energy work that comes through in your treatment today. The Western medicine part of kinesiology is that we use something called muscle testing. So we ask the body questions and we get some biofeedback through a stressed muscle or a locking muscle. So for you, what's coming through is your yang is going, I don't want to have to work on any of this stuff and I'm just going to sit in it. And I don't want to go near it. And if anyone comes near me, I'm just going to fire back at them so I don't have to work through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's see what your body wants to work on to calm that down. Just relax. So if I was to hold my arm out straight and I put some weight on it, it means that there's a muscle up here that's active or locking. If I put some weight and my arm drops, it means that the muscle up here is inactive or unlocking. That's the Western medicine part of kinesiology. What I'm going to be using that muscle testing for is I'm going to be asking your body about its meridians. And meridians are based in Chinese medicine. So I'll be asking your body, using your muscles, if there are any imbalances, any blockages in your meridian system. So what's coming up is we're working on your heart meridian next. And heart meridian is all about love, self-love, receiving love, giving love, hate, lust. And then once we've discovered there's an imbalance, I'm going to ask your body what's created that imbalance. What's the emotion that is creating an imbalance and a blockage in that chi, that energy flowing through that meridian?
But I do have a brother who I'm quite estranged with in that relationship. There's a lot of pressure and grief and trauma around that relationship. So
this is where a little bit of psychology comes into kinesiology. So I have a little bit of talk therapy. And then we will put your brain to the side again and we'll go back to asking your body. And I'm going to ask your body, okay, this is the imbalance that we have. Now, what would you like to work through that imbalance? And your body will choose whatever it wants to have to work through that imbalance and have that chi, that energy flowing again. And that could be anything. That could be, hey, Janelle, can you please press on an acupressure point? Can you use this essential oil? If you're into esoteric stuff, your body might say, can you please put this crystal on me? Can you please get this oracle card? Or it might be sound therapy, or it might give you homework. So it might be like, hey, Luke, you need to go and swim in the bay. You need to speak to that person. Can you please journal? Can you please go on a retreat by yourself? Your body is going to dictate everything that comes up in your balance today. None of it is going to come from your brain and none of it is going to come from my brain. Yeah. Nausea coming up from you, so sitting in the solar plexus. Anxiety, also stepping into, this is your power centre. It's about you stepping into being a man. Who are you? You're not your father. Kinesiology started back in the 70s and it started with chiropractors. So people would come in and present to chiropractors and they would be coming in with the same issue all the time. And so, you know, they would put the Band-Aid approach on it. So they would, you know, crack the back or whatever. And that person's brain would say, oh, I've hurt my back at work. And some very brilliant chiropractor came up with this idea. He's like, why are we asking the person's brain? We need to start asking their body. So he discovered something called Touch for Health. And Touch for Health was using somebody's muscles and getting biofeedback from the body. So then when they would come in, they came in to see him, he said, cool, well, I'm going to ask your body what the problem is. And their body may say, no, it's got nothing to do with work. It's got to do with my foot. And it was an injury from 7 years ago. So then he was able to work on that. And I'm just going to place that on your heart, and all you need to do is close your eyes and breathe. That's how kinesiology started, and it was very body-based, it was very physical-based, and now it's moved into working more with, okay, well, that's what's going on, but what is the emotion that's created that physical ailment? Well, big journey of self-discovery. Yeah, I'm excited for you.
I think we can all agree that as human beings, we can be quite complex. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to dealing with the human condition. But I love that there's options. There's the physical, the mental, the spiritual. But the key for me to work through my problems, and I hope this helps you, is to stay curious, explore, find what works for you, and delve deep and see what happens.
What a great pleasure it was to host Abbey Holmes and Luke Hines at Sukhavati, Bali. And we also had Dr. Nick and his daughter Olivia drop in as well, Nick, which was great fun to see you there.
It was such a great day, Darcy. The massages were incredible. The food was superb. The setting is just stunning. But actually, the best bit for me was the chat I had with your Ayurvedic doctor. It was fascinating.
She's beautiful. We're really proud of her. And I'm feeling a little bit bad, Joe and Jack. We need to get the two of you up there.
You should feel bad. Honestly, I'm going to hold you to that, Darcy. I'm going to take a friend as well, or four. I don't know. Maybe it's a girl's
Bring a
week.
child.
Maybe we need to win because we're giving away not one but 2 trips to Sukhavati Health Retreat in Bali. It's for 2 people for 1 week. Everything is included, from your airfares to your airport transfers, your yoga, your massages, your villa, and of course, Darcy, the wonderful food.
Very simple to enter. Head to the House of Wellness website, which is houseofwellness.com.au. Simply follow the prompts, and the competition opens on the 10th of November, closes on the 18th of December, where we will announce the winner of 2 trips to Sukhavati, Bali.
So don't miss this opportunity to visit one of the world's best wellness retreats, Darcy. Thank you for showing us around.
Thank you, Joe. We're very passionate about the space up there in Bali, and Abbey Holmes' journey continues next week on the House of Wellness, where she gets into some more yoga, relaxation, meditation and more.
And in the meantime, you can tune in to Gerald Quigley and Luke Hines on House of Wellness Radio on Sunday.
And don't miss our latest wellness lift out with those very funny guys, the Inspired Unemployed, on the cover.
Thanks as always to our great friends at Chemist Warehouse. We'll see you next week back in Bali on the House of Wellness. See you next time.